Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The SEC has suffered a devastating blow, and we have just learned of the news. Since it is now more clear than ever that the SEC is classifying what constitutes a security, this video will clarify what recently happened to the SEC. What does not work in this market is completely wrong. They're constantly making up claims that certain tokens are security when asked about this topic. In this video, I go through some key details in that regard. Finally, a forecast for how long the crypto bear will last is offered by one of the world's top institutions. You'll be glad you stayed to see it. I can give you my word on that. So that people have faith in the SEC's future ability to identify legitimate crypto assets and securities from those that aren't, we need to establish their reputation now. I'd want to begin by talking about the devastating loss they had just recently. Yes, we're aware that the US House Financial Services Committee has created a new bill draft to regulate stablecoins, so no surprises there, Justin. Authorization and regulation of stablecoin issuers are required by the law. Stablecoins are also deemed to be not securities and hence exempt from SEC oversight. Gary Gensler and the SEC have made it abundantly clear that they consider stablecoins to be securities, and she has gone out of her way to use the term securities when referring to stablecoins. This is of great importance, then. Gary Gensler's reference to the stablecoin market as unregistered securities became clear a few months ago. It's possible that the legislation being considered by Congress to regulate the stablecoin market does not classify stablecoins as securities. Even though the SEC is often believed to be a securities specialist, this development suggests that it has difficulty differentiating between market goods that are and are not securities. They clearly contribute a lot here, though. Is there anything else the SEC has botched? Therefore, it stands to reason that this is XRP from the SEC. Absolute safety. They may have been confused about why the SEC classified the library token as a security. Obviously, they failed to grasp the concept. Tokens are not securities in and of themselves. The judge made his or her opinion crystal clear. Because of this, we constantly seeing the SEC misdiagnose whether or not the market is safe to invest in. Gary Gensler's claim that all cryptocurrency tokens are securities is, in my opinion, not lawful and needs to be acknowledged by everyone. Moreover, that is just his opinion, not the official stance of the SEC. Therefore it is completely irrelevant. It would indicate that most people do not share Gary Gensler's view that these coins are suitable for investment. And I think this same situation will play out over the next few months and years, demonstrating that the SEC was wrong the whole time. There was never a sure thing or something evident. In fact, it was always blindingly evident that these tokens were not securities because they did not fit the definition of a security. ICO include the pre-sale of digital tokens that have not yet been developed. While the token is missing, he says, a security-eligible ICO has been utilized to make the case that the token is, in fact, a security. If you're using logic in this discussion, Gary Gensler shouldn't be in a position where laws are being drafted that contradict his claim. This should severely limit his ability to diagnose any cryptocurrency in the future. The SEC's future credibility will also be severely damaged. And now, I want to show you something that will round out the whole image for you. Due to today's news that the Luna token has been classified as a security in South Korea, its value has plummeted to zero. It stands to reason that the government will take a hard stance against this. We're seeing evidence that regulatory bodies and judicial systems around the world can and do use reasoning. They have the ability to examine the regulations to ascertain what constitutes a security and make an accurate diagnosis. It's an attempt to make too big of a splash in the market without consulting the Securities and Exchange Commission. The rest of the world is finally catching on to the fact that crypto tokens are not securities. According to the SEC, they're communicating effectively. More and more evidence like this is emerging, however, and it is becoming increasingly clear that the SEC is not pursuing the law in their objective to control the market. Rather, they're pursuing an agenda that provides them more power and money. The good news is that our government has now come to the conclusion that the SEC has been acting inappropriately. For the simple reason that the modern structures do not give them sway over the steady coin market. We also note that courts in the United States and elsewhere are beginning to recognize the SEC overreach. Other agencies and governments are filling the void left by the SEC's refusal to offer the necessary clarification for the cryptocurrency industry. This is fantastic news because the SEC fraud has been completely ignored by the public. When they say everything is a security, no one trusts them. One of my biggest concerns was that people would take the SEC at face value and assume that the SEC is in control of securities without question, and that these things are securities if the SEC says so. They're probably right, though. Then let's listen to them. Currently, it is not the case. That's a major triumph, by the way. Right from the off, I'll tell you that he came here to speak out against her and get everyone's attention. But that is not occurring, so he cannot turn this industry into one that prioritizes safety. And that's a big win for the future. Right now, I'd want to talk briefly on something that is obviously being overlooked. This was brought to our attention in a big way after only 24 hours of crypto. The fact that XRP is singled out for repeated accusations of inadequate tokenomics is funny. Because, in my opinion, XRP offers superior token economics versus Bitcoin. This is a concept that I have never grasped. The token economics of XRP are not bad. You can buy more XRP than Bitcoin and yet benefit from the same price appreciation based on the future success of the asset, so buying XRP just because there is a lot of it is illogical. That being said, many people argue that XRP has poor tokenomics. They say this is why Ripples are selling off XRP, but this doesn't change the big picture since we already know the whole amount. There is general agreement that 100 billion XRP will be the maximum amount ever created. So it's not like XRP is magically multiplying. Furthermore, Ripples are not creating any new XRP. There is no inflation in the system because everyone knows exactly how much XRP has ever been created. Nothing can change that fact. In what ways may we expect to see XRP in the future? Nobody has brought up. The XRP cryptocurrency is actually disappearing from the market at a frightening rate. 247 Crypto is currently looking into this. As can be seen, 100,000 XRP have been spent in the last 36 days, out of a total supply of 1 million. There is a little amount of XRP burn with each transaction because to the ledger's poor adoption rate. This is a far more amazing rate than I had anticipated. Once major central banks begin generating CBDCs on the XRP ledger, trading activity on the XRPL is expected to skyrocket. Furthermore, when more XRP is consumed, its overall supply will decrease at a rapid rate, making XRP extremely deflationary. This means that if you buy XRP now and hold it, tokenomics will work to your benefit, increasing the value of your investment. And it doesn't even count widespread approval, which I think we can all agree is inevitable. XRP is a token, and I think the field of tokenomics is still in its infancy, thus this is information you need to know. No one talks about how crucial this is. However, XRP features what I believe to be the strongest tokenomics of any cryptocurrency, and claims that they're bad are an attempt to flood the XRP ledger, which has no inflationary effect. It's more difficult than any other token now in circulation, and that alone makes it superior. Eventually, I think we'll need to witness a decrease in the amount of XRP required in each and every transaction as the traffic on the XRP network increases. The 100k XRP that have been burned over the previous 36 days would be 1 million XRP if we had 10x higher volume on the XRP ledger, so you can see how this may quickly compound, but if you buy XRP now you may make money off of the deflation before it even begins. In addition, very few people talk about it. In the future, I foresee a day when we can spend only half of all XRP and the XRP ledger volume begins to skyrocket. Even then, the number of people who will suffer a loss of XRP is disregarded. Keep in mind that this tokenomics is always being discussed while receiving little attention. Last but not least, I just want to wrap up this video with this since I thought it so interesting. Earlier morning, Standard Chartered tweeted that they believe the cryptocurrency bear market was over. I find it quite interesting that banks are advocating a narrative that is favorable to cryptocurrencies. After the recent market drop, I've heard more and more banks advocating for cryptocurrency use. Now, I think this is happening because major banks are realizing that fintech firms may be ready to eat their lunch unless they start adopting some of this cutting-edge technology to compete. This has led to a situation where some institutions are beginning to support cryptocurrency, which will only help the industry in the long run. We haven't even hit rock bottom yet. One of the reasons this is so thrilling is that so many people are saying it in my direct message. The key fact here is that XRP is currently trading at a discount of 85% to its all-time highs. Everyone who talks about investing will tell you to wait until the price of a coin has dropped by between 85 and 90% before buying it. We are unquestionably getting closer to a bottom, and that bottom is unquestionably far closer than top. You should always expect to pay a little more than the absolute minimum. Don't bother trying to predict when things will bottom out. We've already dropped a lot and are in a market where it happens frequently. Big financial organizations are telling you that we're at a low, and if there's one thing we can take away from the past, it's that the price of cryptocurrencies tends to rise really quickly. Nonetheless, gentlemen, I really value your being here. I trust you found this update interesting. For the time being, at least, I'd appreciate it if you'd remember to like and subscribe if you did. See you later, bye.